It began as a disaster, a weekend spiraling into chaos. Lewis Hamilton, the 7-time world champion, didn't just miss Q3, he didn't even make it past Q1. Twice. The mighty had fallen at Spa. On Friday, a mistake. On Saturday, another. Hamilton pushed too far at Radillon, all 4 wheels over the line, his lap time deleted. P16. And that, as it turns out, would be the best thing that happened to him all weekend. However, his radio messages during the race were shocking once again. Ferrari knew they were in trouble. They couldn't just hope for a miracle. So they made a decision that shocked the paddock. They broke parc ferme rules. Hamilton's setup was changed, his power unit replaced. Penalty? Yes. But starting from the pit lane gave them the freedom to gamble, and that's exactly what they did. When rain poured on Sunday and the race started behind the safety car, all bets were off. The grid reshuffled, cars tiptoed through the spray, and Hamilton rejoined the field from 17th place. A fresh car, a fresh setup, and a veteran driver with nothing to lose. Then came the charge. In just a few laps, Hamilton made up 5 positions. He breezed past Sainz, then Colapinto, then Hülkenberg. The moves were clinical, clever, and at times, completely unexpected. He overtook where others wouldn't dare. By lap 12, he made the call. First onto slick tyres. It was bold, it was risky, and it was genius. While others hesitated, Hamilton was already flying. Sector times dropped, lap times slashed. He had clean air and a medium compound tyre that was biting into the drying track. One by one, the rest followed him in. But the damage was done. Hamilton had leapt forward in the order. 7th place, behind Alex Albon in the Williams. But this was no ordinary Williams. It had teeth on the straights, and Ferrari had given Hamilton a setup made for corners, not top speed. Still, the chase was on. He closed in. 1 second, DRS pressure. But then, silence on the attack. "It's hard to get close on the straight," Hamilton said over the radio. Then came the dreaded phrase from race engineer Riccardo Adami. "We still need the lift and coast." Hamilton knew what that meant. "Yeah, I know," he said, his voice tight. Adami continued, "We need it still, and it's still a long way." Hamilton snapped, not in anger, but in frustration. "I can't attack because I've got no fuel, mate. Can I keep pushing or not?" Silence. "Stand by," came the cold response. Moments later, "Let's stay where we are." And that was it. Game over. The fight with Albon never came. The Ferrari didn't have the fuel to match its wing. They had underfueled the car. Hamilton later explained, "I think maybe right at the end I would have been able to attack him, but we underfueled. Basically, we underfueled for the wing we had. It was a knife-edge setup, and Ferrari had gambled again. Too much downforce, not enough gas." Team boss Fred Vasseur chuckled when asked about it. No. You are clever enough to see when we did the lift and coast and to understand the reason," he said coyly. But the truth had already spilled from Hamilton's lips. They had given him a sword without a handle. Still, it was vintage Lewis. The kind of drive that reminded us why he's called the Rainmaster. Why, even at 40, he's not done yet. 11 places gained. In a car that wasn't set up for overtakes. In weather that eats rookies alive. And if there was any doubt about who had really engineered that comeback, Vasseur had a smirk and a zinger ready. "He's engineering the car," he laughed. It wasn't just a joke. Hamilton had held meetings with senior Ferrari figures before the race. He'd handed them documents, outlines of what he wanted, what needed to change, what wasn't working. This wasn't just a driver doing his job. This was a champion building his machine from the inside. But even the best can't drive on empty. The radio messages told the real story. A driver ready to pounce. A car told to coast. Let's talk about the bigger picture now. Because when Hamilton crossed that line in 7th, it wasn't just a recovery drive. It was a message, a warning, and maybe even a glimpse of what Ferrari could be if they get everything right. Ferrari boss Fred Vasseur summed it up best. With Lewis, it was the right call, because it's probably in the first couple of laps that you can overtake, and the downforce helped him to come back. Then perhaps we didn't have the general pace to overtake Russell or Albon, and we were stuck behind them with the wing, but at least we came back P7. That quote is everything. Ferrari bet on a setup that gave Hamilton early power, not late race speed. They made that call not knowing how many laps they'd even get on Sunday. It was a gamble, and in many ways, it paid off. But it's not enough. Now for sure that we have to do a better job from the beginning, Vasseur admitted. If you want to score podiums or wins, you can't let one session get away. Hamilton knows this too. He said, "I've got to go back and can't always get it right." There are lots of factors that contributed to Friday, Saturday, which, again, some factors but ultimately me, and then obviously recovered a little bit today. The humility in that quote matters. Hamilton isn't just passing blame. He owns his part, but he also sees the potential. He added, "I think I know the car a lot better now in the changes that we've made." It's subtle, but crucial. Hamilton believes in the direction they're going. He's starting to understand the SF25, and he's not just driving it, he's shaping it. Fred Vasseur's dry wit about Lewis engineering the car isn't just playful banter, it's real. Hamilton came into Spa not just with a helmet, but with paperwork. He had meetings, he had memos, he had a vision, and that vision nearly pulled off a miracle. There's also the matter of Ferrari's fight with Mercedes. With P7, Hamilton outscored his old team. The gap widened. Ferrari now leads them by 28 points in the constructors. In a year where McLaren is running away with the title, P2 is everything. And this might be the beginning of something. A car that still needs taming. A team that still needs polish. A driver who still has fire. Hamilton said it himself. Great work by the team. Ultimately, disappointed to have not had such a great weekend. Definitely one to forget, but at least I still got some points. Big thanks to the team. I'll try and come stronger next week. It sounds like a closing statement, but it's not. It's a promise. And the question now isn't whether Lewis Hamilton can still win. It's this: if Ferrari gives him the tools, who's going to stop him? But if they keep making these small mistakes, then Ferrari are stopping themselves. With just 11 races left before the biggest rules reset in 2026, every race from here is a rehearsal for Hamilton's long game at Ferrari. This isn't just about podiums, it's about building the foundation for what could be his last shot at an 8th world title. Expect him to push for deeper integration with the engineering team, shaping the car's DNA ahead of the new era. We'll likely see more aggressive strategic calls, more setup experimentation, and yes, more internal influence. Every race is a data point, every lap a conversation. He's not here to wait, he's here to mold. So while wins may still be rare in 2025, don't underestimate what's brewing beneath the surface. Hamilton is laying track for something much bigger.